Hello everyone, welcome to Do Anything channel. We are continuing learning JavaScript using FreeCodeCamp platform by building a role-playing game app. So let's navigate directly through the challenge where we stopped previously. Navigate to this tab here. We stopped in this challenge 71, and now this challenge is asking us to add one more location for this exist location. If you remember, we added two locations previously to this array here, so now it's asking us to add the third one. Let's just duplicate the same second location here and then update the data. This is the third one, and remove the comma from the last location, and we need to update the name to be called cave instead of store, and the button text to be 3 different texts instead of this array of text here. Update the array text data and remove and from this part. For the bottom functions, we need to use these 3 functions instead in order. Let's just remove these functions from the bottom functions and remove and before go down. For the text, to use this text instead of all down, let's just update this part here. All right, that's now we updated we added the third location, which is called cave. And now check your code is passed, submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. And now in this challenge is asking us that now we have the third location called cave. Instead, we can update this go cave function to call update function and pass cave parameter to this function instead of this console log. Let's do that here. So remove this console log, instead add the update function and call it. As you know, to call a function, we need to add a parenthesis at the end, and then we need to pass the third location as a parameter to this function or argument. So how we can do that? By calling the locations array, and then to access the third element inside that array, we'll use index 2, which will be referring to this this object here or this location. Now check your code, and congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. And in this challenge is asking us to update this by health function. Now we need to work with the user interaction. So when user go to the to store and buy some health, we need to update the goal every time to decrease the initial goal by 10, which we need to assign this goal variable to equal the initial gold variable minus 10. So every time you buy a gold, it will decrease your gold by 10. So check your code. Congratulations, your code passed. Submit the changes and move on to this challenge here. So now in this challenge, it's asking us to update the health value by the initial health value additional by 10. So let's do that here. After the gold variable, at health variable equal to the initial health value, and then increase that by 10 every time and add semicolon at the end. Check your code. Congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to this challenge 75. And now it's asking us to use a different syntax of this gold minus 10 and health plus 10. So this is this example. So this example is called combined assignment. So it's asking us to use combined assignment instead of this syntax. So simply we can just remove minus gold and add that minus before the equal assignment. So will be same value, and same here, instead of health plus 10 will be plus equal 10. So this will return the same value, nothing will be changed. So now if we check the code, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. And in this challenge 76, so in this challenge now is telling that us we update the gold value and we update the health, but now we need to display this on the user screen here. When a user buy a health, you need to see the health is increased and the gold is decreased. So let's do that here by updating the gold text. So the gold text variable is initiated here on the top. So here, this is the gold text and also health text. We need to update this text by calling the variable gold text dot inner text equal to the new gold. So that will update the number of this gold. Instead of 50 will be, for example, 40 when you buy gold for first time. So this is going to be gold and then semicolon, and same line. Let's duplicate this for health text update the health text dot inner text, and then that will be equal to the new health. So we'll increase the health. For example, the initial health is 100. When you buy new health will be 110. So as you see that we increase the health here, and now you can test that actually here. Go to store, but before that I noticed we decrease the gold twice, so that should be only once. And go to store, and you should when you buy new health, increase the health by 10 and decrease the gold by 10. Let's buy a health, so that 110 and the gold now 40, and check your code. Congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. And in this challenge 77 now is asking us to use if statement. For example, if you don't have a gold, we don't need to allow the user to buy new health, so is asking us to update this function to wrap all this logic here inside if statement to check if the gold is greater than or equal 10. Similar to this syntax. So let's just add that inside by health add if statement, as you learned on the previous tutorial how to use if statement by calling if and then parentheses. Inside the parentheses we'll add the condition. We need to check if the gold greater than or equal to 10. And let's do this logic here. You can buy a health, and also you can update the text for these buttons here. So let's just modify the code, make it more readable. And now check your code, and there is an error. There is a miss syntax here, so gold. So now check your code. Congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. So now, for example, we check if you don't have if you have enough gold, you can buy health, but if you don't have enough gold, then we need to add else statement to do something else. For example, to print out. Now for this example, asking us to print out a console, just for example to tell the user there is not enough gold. Let's add else. As if you remember as well, we learned else on the previous tutorial. If you didn't watch that, go back again to watch it, then follow us here to understand what else is. So for now it's asking us to add just console log to print the text on the console. Let's say no enough gold for now. Just let's add that and a semicolon here. Before checking your code, let's test this. For example, if you go to open the console here, that will display anything in the console, and go to store, and let's just try to buy health until get run out of golds. So buy that now 40 and 30 20 10 10 0. Now it should display the console that now saying not enough gold and it will not buy anything for us. So now if you check your code, congratulations, or submit the changes and come to this challenge 79. Now it's asking us to update the text inside the else statement here. So this text, instead of this text, to display this new text, you do not have enough gold to buy a health. So let's do that. Instead, inside the else here, let's add text.inner equal to this new text instead. Equal to this as a semicolon at the end. Again, you can test that actually by go to store, try to buy health until get all your gold run out. Then it will should update this instead of enter the store. Then it will update with the new message instead. That is now working as expected. So check your code. Congratulations, your code passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. And in this challenge 80 is asking us to declare a variable using const keyword, and then the variable name is called weapons, and then assign it to empty array, which if you remember how we can declare empty array by adding this empty square and then a semicolon at the end. Check your code. Congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. By now, this is the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching and see you on very next tutorial.